Good morning. It's a bit chilly out today. It's supposed to be only 5 degrees Celsius, but it feels really cold. For the last week or so, it's been quite cold. We've had frost on the dock probably 2 or 3 days in a row. Yeah, but I guess we're finally getting to normal February weather. This week was again a windy week. I'm just getting so sick of wind. Today it's not so bad right now, but the wind is actually supposed to show up in a couple of hours. So on Tuesday, Peach and I were doing our regular dock check. I think I just taken some footage for an Instagram story, and I heard wolves howling. Well, actually, Peach and I heard them howling at the exact same time. Both of us instantly were on alert, and I looked down at her and she looked up at me, and I knew she was gonna bolt, so I grabbed her collar just in time. That girl, if I hadn't grabbed her, she would have ran up into the forest until she found them. I just know that's what she would do. So the howl was at least 2 wolves. I heard a "oh," and then another one started. So it was like "oh," and then the next one went. So I grabbed her collar, of course, and we went back to the cabin straight away. The sound was close. It was, I would say, for those of you who watched my last video, I went up into the forest to grab some firewood, and I would say it was slightly further than the entrance to that trail from the property. So they were very, very close. They were, I believe, on the edge of the forest there. So poor Peach, I think last week she got a bit depressed because from that moment on she was on the leash when we were outside, no exceptions. I felt so bad for her. I really do think she got quite sad. I mean, she's just been used to running around so much. Yeah, I just hope she didn't feel like she was being punished for something, but anyways, it's better to keep her safe. So she's off leash right now. She's running around here somewhere. So it's been 4 days. So I figure 4 days is long enough for them to move on, hopefully. And I haven't heard the howling again. So it's unlikely that they're still around. But I have the leash just in case I hear them, so I can grab her really quickly. The day I heard the wolves, the owner texted me and he just surprise visited the property, which was great. He stayed for the day. He bucked up 3 logs for me to split for firewood, and he also fixed the wood splitter, so that's really good. So it works now, which is great. He got a new spring and put that in, so it works perfectly. On Wednesday, I ended up splitting the wood that I hauled down from the forest last week. He also trimmed the pear trees. There are two, I think they're pear trees. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're pear trees. There's some kind of fruit trees, but I think they're pear trees. So he trimmed those. They haven't produced pears yet, but he's been trimming them down, hopefully to get them to produce something in the summer. So yeah, so I had to clean up all of the branches that he trimmed off those trees. Today, before all the winds pick up, I'm going to move the wood that I split on Wednesday into the woodshed in the house. So yeah, hopefully I'll get that done today. I've had a couple of people, I think 3 people, some kindly, some not so kindly, recommend that I, instead of splitting the wood and throwing it on the ground and then stacking it up onto the electric cart at another time and hauling it to the woodshed, that I split the wood and take the wood and chuck it onto the cart instead of having that extra step in there, and then, you know, split, chuck, instead of dumping it on the ground. The reason why I do not do that and won't do that is because the electric cart is not a rugged vehicle. For me to do that, I would have to split the wood, stack it nicely on the cart, come back, split another piece of wood, stack it nicely on the cart, come back, split another. And it's just, it honestly would take me so much longer. I prefer, and that's the way I'm going to continue to do it, is to just take a day and split all the wood I have to split, and then maybe a week, maybe a couple of days, just haul 2, 3, 4 cartloads of that wood up to the wood splitter. It's so much more efficient, and it honestly is so much easier on that cart. That cart, it's an electric cart. It's not a side-by-side. It's not a Jeep. It's a cart. I don't know that it was actually meant to be hauling wet wood around. And that's another thing, is that a lot of the wood that I split is soaked through with water, because 99% of it comes from the ocean. So yeah, it's just not a good idea to be throwing heavy wet chunks of wood at an electric cart. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Peach is allowed off leash now, so she'll be running around. This is going to be her first day. As you saw, she just came through here, but she's going to be running around off leash, and she's probably going to take off and be a bit of a Looney Tune. When I let her out this morning, she just it's like a rocket out the door. She just was so happy that, because when I have her on a leash, I put on her harness because she doesn't pull on it as much. But when I let her just go off on her own, I put her collar on her, which I need to get a breakaway collar. I got to remember that. Anyways, I put her collar on her, and she knows when that collar goes on that, you know, she's going to be able to just go outside and explore. So I opened the door, just like, whoom, out she goes. It was so funny. Yeah, so I think she'll be happy today, which is really good. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to go get started on hauling that wood to the woodshed. Thank you guys!